Hi YouTube, Hasme86. I'm about 2 days late, but I wanted to talk about the Love and Hip Hop Atlanta premiere that came on Monday on VH1 at 8 o'clock. Um, at first I wasn't gonna really watch it. I had seen the previews before, a couple of weeks before, and online, and I was like, I don't know, it looked like real ghetto, which it is. But of course, my friend was like, you need to watch it because I like actually Love and Hip Hop, with Chrissy and everybody else on it. So I was like, okay, I'll always give a new show, reality show, one episode. If I like the show, then one episode, of course I'll continue watching. So I was like, okay, I was tuning in. So okay, Love and Hip Hop, and I wrote the names down because like I'm really bad at the names and whatnot. But from off the top of my head, it's Stevie J. He's a producer, and actually I found out or remember him. He actually was Eve's boyfriend like back in like 1999 or 2000s, like around that time, and they actually had a sex tape, which is somewhere online, whatever. But he's like a famous producer. He's worked with like Jay-Z and a lot of different artists or whatnot. And then it's a new girl named Jocelyn who I call her the trainee because she looks like a man. But basically she's a rapper, I guess, slash singer, whatnot. She's an up and coming artist. And then you have Rashida, who Rashida is, she's very known around Atlanta, and she's a rapper. She's really cool with Toya from Toya and what is it, Toya? My mom distracted me. From Toya and Tiny and Toya show. Toya, they were really cool or whatever. But you might know her from a couple of videos or might have seen her on that particular show. It's also Mimi. Mimi plays. It's basically, I think it's scripted, but Mimi is the girlfriend of Stevie J. They have a child, and they've been together I think like 15 years. And we have K Michelle, who is a singer. She kind of reminds me of Keisha Cole. I'm not too keen on her music. I forgot, she had one song that I did like, but I can't remember off the top of my head, but she was a singer. And who else I'm missing? Somebody, Carly, I believe is on there. She's a rapper slash model, singer, whatnot. She's on there. But basically the show, it starts off, okay, you have Mimi and Stevie J. They have this relationship. Basically he goes and he buys her a house. And she's like, okay, you bought me the house, but why did you buy me a house that's way, far from where we live now and from the studio? So she was like, well, what's the point of you giving me a house all the way out here? He was like, well, do you want the house or not? Because she was like, well, I just don't understand. I don't want to get a house and you're not going to be here most of the time. So what's the point of getting a new house? He was like he was kind of offended. He was like, well, I'm just trying to do something good for you and you're being ungrateful. And I'm like, okay, how's she been ungrateful? And she's like, no, it's not even that. She was like, well, how many days do you have until I need to decide? He was like, a couple of days. She was like, well, I'll let you know then. He's just like, man, he's getting all his feelings. So that happens. And then they have the part where Stevie is in the studio. Of course, like I said, he's a producer. And then they have a shot of Jocelyn getting out of a car and walking into the studio. And she's out. Most of the show I could not understand what she was saying. Her accent, is so thick and it was just a mess. Like, I was like, really, girl? But anyway, she goes to the studio. They're talking, and she's basically like, yeah, I'm Jocelyn, I'm up and coming artist, and Stevie J is her manager or whatnot. And basically she talks about their relationship, and she's just like, well, it's not about the sex. I really want to be with Steven. That's how she's talking. I just want to be with Steven. It's almost like she's like have Spanish, like she's trying to speak Spanish. And it's like real, she said, me and Steven, I want him, and we want to be in a relationship and all this whatnot. And she goes and they play the music, and she's like dancing for Stevie. I keep calling him Steven. It's probably his real name, but Stevie, she keep dancing for him and all this other stuff. So in the studio. So basically that's his side piece. He has a girlfriend, Mimi, but he's actually sleeping with his artist, who is Jocelyn. So you have Mimi. I'm sorry. You have Little Scrappy's on the show. Little Scrappy's on the show with a young lady by the name of Erica. Erica is Lil Scrappy's baby mom. He has a daughter by her, And what happened is basically Erica tells us a story that they've been together for 10. They was together on and off for 10 years. They were together. He went and left. They were together. Lil Scrappy left her to go and date Diamond from Crime Mob, and they were like, everybody know they was a hot couple, whatnot. Then supposedly Diamond cheated on Lil Scrappy with Soldier Boy, so he goes back to his baby mama Erica. So she's like having trust issues with him because she was like, that really hurt her to see him with Diamond and whatnot, all this other stuff. So their issue is she's like, I need you to be fully committed to the relationship because before you hurt me and I'm not trying to get hurt again. Lil Scrappy's like, well, you need to show me affection and maybe if you do that, I'll be more committed to you. So that's their drama. Then you have Mama D. Mama D is Lil Scrappy's mother. And I won't say she's worse than Frankie, who y'all know Frankie is Keisha Cole's biological mother. But she is a trip. She's very protective of her kids and she lets you know if she don't like you, she will call you all BITCHs. Like she went on Diamond and saying how Diamond thought she was all this and just she goes hard basically. She's crazy. But they have her and who else do I want? The girl about that situation. Lil Scrappy tells his mom about Erica not being affectionate towards him. So of course the mom goes and talks to Erica like you need to treat my son more affection, he's used to that and all this other stuff basically in their business, which I don't like. I mean I like how a child goes and talks to their parents about what's going on in a relationship, but I don't think that parents should take upon themselves to go and talk to their child's significant other about their, like, that's crazy to me. But anyway, get to the drama part. They all at K Michelle, who I told you is an artist. And her story is really good. She was just basically saying how she, had a hit or whatever, but it was hard for her to continue music because she was in an abusive relationship. But right now, she's back on track and she's doing new music. Okay, let's fast forward. She's, they have a party for her, and the girl Carla's there. She's supposed to be, I guess she's dating, was Antonio Reed, which is L.A. Reid's son or whatnot. And basically it was Mimi, her best friend, I forgot her best friend name, but they're all in the club, they talking, and the girl Carla starts talking about Jocelyn, saying, oh yeah, Jocelyn, she's a cool girl, and she's a down chick, she's a hood chick, and she take care of her man Stevie J. So Mimi's like, hold up, Stevie J, that's not her man, that's my man. So she's like, oh, that's your man? She said, yeah, we've been together for so yeah, that's my man. So Carla's like stuck. She was like, well, I thought that was her man, all this other stuff. So, of course, here goes Stevie J and Josh, and they walk in. They sit down. So, basically, Mimi was like, what was you saying? So, Carla was like, well, I thought y'all was a couple and all this other stuff. And she was like, and Josh was like, well, how you know we're a couple? Have you seen us kissing, whatever, like that? She was like, yeah, I based off that you guys were a couple because I seen you guys kiss and whatnot. So, of course, Mimi gets mad, and, Stevie's, like, basically trying to say, she's wrong, she's whatever. And, then Jocelyn's sitting next to Mimi talking about, I don't know why she's getting all upset. If you haven't seen us kiss or do anything, I don't know why you think we sleeping together. We all trying to get money and all this other stuff. And it's like, girl, y'all all sleep together. So how you gonna get mad that she's mad that her boyfriend is sleeping with you? Okay, whatever. So Mimi goes to walk out. Steven goes to follow her. And then Jocelyn throws a drink on him, like, where are you going, basically, like, you better not run after her, like, you know what it is, who, you with me, basically. Go outside. Stevie J, he ends up throwing a whole drink on Jocelyn. They go and get in the car. Mimi goes after him and opens up the door, and she's like, well, what are you doing in the car with the hoe? And he's like, oh, I was looking for you. I was like, really? You was looking for her in the car with Jocelyn? Okay. So they get out the car and they start talking. Jocelyn, she's in the car. She's impatient. She calls Stevie. She's still calling Stevie on the phone. So Stevie's talking to Mimi outside, and she's like, I don't care if your phone ring, blah, blah, blah. You better not answer. He answers the phone. Josh's on him and like, you need to get her. Mimi need to control her emotions. We all about that money. Are we going to the studio? Because if we going to the studio, we need to go. And then Stevie J's like, hold on, whatever. And then he's talking to Mimi. He's like, Mimi, you need to come to the studio with us. And she's like, I don't want to go to the studio. And if you get in the car with that hoe, that's it. So he winds up getting in the car and drive away with Jocelyn. So my thing is, like, if you look at the Love and Hip Hop, it seems very scripted. But, like, it's so messy and so, like, in your face and drama. it's like, why am I watching but you're drawn to it? So of course I'm gonna watch next week when it comes on Monday. But my whole thing is, I already know, and I can already tell I'm not gonna like Jocelyn. One, based off the way she talk and the way she talk, but she just real disrespectful. Like all the stuff she was doing and how, you know, she was being disrespectful in front of Stevie's girlfriend. She didn't care. Like she do it. Anything. So like I said, it comes on Mondays VH1 at 8 o'clock. Make sure you guys, if you haven't watched it, because I actually believe they got a lot of views, like over 1 million people watched on Monday. Watch it, tune in, you know, leave your comments if you agree with what I'm saying, or, you know, give your own opinions of the show, whatnot. I want to thank everybody for watching, and I really appreciate it, and hopefully I'll make another video this week. But until then, peace.